Get your films on with the Blurs.
Once an idea has taken hold of the brain, it's almost impossible to eradicate.
Unpacking movies has never been more spot on, woke, fire, and just plain lit.
They are lit all the time.
So if you're unsure whether or not to plop down some cash for a film, check out the Blurs.
When a man with a 45 meets a man with a rifle, the man with a pistol is a dead man.
Brondo's got what plants crave.
It's got electrolyte.
You really only need to hang mean bastards. But mean bastards, you need to hang.
Don't say you weren't warned. Here's Brandon and Jeff.
Hello and welcome to episode 156 of the Film Blurs. I am Jeff Stewart, aka Uncle Jeffrey, aka Ebony Spielberg, aka the Final Boss. And I'm joined here as always with my friend and co-host.
What's up, ball bags? It's Brandon Norwood, aka Hero Protagonist, B-Wood the Magnificent. We're gonna get right into it because we got some CinemaCon news. Started last night with Sony's panel. Woke up this morning because I was like, bro, I'm tired. I watched Common Side Effects and I went to bed because that shit didn't start till 10 p.m. And I'm like, nah, bro, I'm old. I want to go to sleep. So, Spider-Man Brave New Day or Brand New Day, whatever the fuck this new one's gonna be called. Yeah, Spider-Man Brand New Day. Daniel Dustin Crichton came out, swears it's something where we've never seen before, taking Spider-Man into a new chapter. Tom Holland sent a video in from the set of the Odyssey saying like, yeah, this is a fresh start for the Spider-Man franchise. And I was just like, okay, all right. Like, no offense to Daniel Dustin Crichton, but like, I am not excited to see him do this. Yeah, Spider-Man Brand New Day. And they are sticking with that July 31st, 2026 release date. 2 weeks. 2 weeks after the Odyssey.
It's
2 weeks.
It's like playing chicken with a freight train.
Just
right?
Just come out in October, baby, or come out a little earlier.
Yeah. And we talked about this the other day on the train. They think that they're going to capitalize on the success of the Odyssey, just like the whole entire Barbieheimer thing. But that's not going to happen for this.
You know why that works? Because it was two polar opposite movies. They were both original, even though one's a biopic and one's based off a toy doll franchise, it's still an original movie with no sequel in sight. You know what I'm saying? So I'm looking at this, I'm just like, bro, this is the fourth Spider-Man movie. One where Tom Holland's just like, yeah, I'm back. He don't even seem that enthused about it. And then on top of that, John Watts is gone, bro.
Yeah, so the guy who actually made those Spider-Man movies great, is gone. And the thing that gives me pause is when they finally announced Spider-Man 4, Tom Holland straight up said, we have a script, it needs some work, right? When he said it needs some work, it's like,
But after No Way Home, even he was just like, bro, I don't want to be 30 playing Spider-Man. And now here he is, 30 playing Spider-Man. And you can feel it. You can just feel it being like, all right, well, I'm like, we're getting to a point where I'm just like, y'all got to just pass the baton to Miles, bro. And speaking of our boy Miles, they finally announced a fucking release date for the third and final Spider-Verse movie, Spider-Man Beyond the Spider-Verse, dropping June 4th, 2027. That is still 2 weeks. Yo, that shit was supposed to come out March 2024. Now not coming out till goddamn 5 years later. This is going to be 5 years after the second movie, which is longer than the gap between the first and the second one.
And have they given a concrete reason on why such a massive delay?
I think I'm gonna be real. I'm gonna chalk it up to Sony overplaying their hand. because watching the second one, I'm like, yo, this is amazing. And so when this is delayed, I don't think anybody was surprised because, you know, you want that quality to be there consistently across the board. Because like the first Spider-Verse changed the game to the point where now DreamWorks is straight up aping their style. And I'm successfully. I'm going to say successfully. I'm not even mad at it because what they're doing is they're using it in very unique ways, and the films it helps that the films are good. Like The Bad Guys, Puss in Boots 2, Wild Robot, Bad Guys 2 is dropping in August. Can't wait for that. And the second one, I remember Phil Lord just talking mad shit like, yo, you thought the first Spider-Verse changed animation? Wait till you... And I was like, nigga, all right, nigga. And then I sat down, and I just remember, like, after the first 10 minutes, I was just like, bruh, this is only the first 10 minutes, and this is a movie by itself. And that movie is one of the longest kids movies ever, animated films ever. It's 2.5 hours. And yeah, they, like that entire movie, I'm just like, this is amazing. So I can only imagine, because this nigga came back, he's like, yeah, y'all thought the first two were crazy? Wait till you see this final one. I'm like, all right. Like, I don't need to be any more hype. Like, Lord and Miller, like, y'all put y'all names on something, more than likely I'm going to see it.
I mean, I can't think of a Lord and Miller that I haven't enjoyed, at least on some level.
Right. Except for Strays. But they only produced that.
Yeah, and even Strays, like, for what it was, it was...
That's where me and you diverge, my friend.
Yeah, it was like...
I fucking hate
I'm a sucker for dogs. Yeah, I'm a sucker for dogs.
You see the romantic comedy Must Love Dogs?
Was that the one with Janine Garofalo?
And Diane Lane?
I probably saw it once. I can't remember that shit.
All right. Well, look. Good news is some concept art is out for it, Jeff. If you want to take a look at their Instagram, I'm not gonna lie. The concept art, there's one piece of concept art which I posted to our Film Blurred's Instagram stories. I'm like, that's gorgeous. It's of Miles and Gwen, and they are somewhere. But like, this is I have never seen some shit like this. They showed footage. Like there's a scene finished, and they showed it at CinemaCon last night. It is of Miles, Peter B. Parker, not Peter Parker, but Peter B. Parker, and Gwen all fighting Miles as Prowler. I was like, damn, it takes 3 niggas. Also announced at CinemaCon, get this. Sam Mendes has found his 4 Beatles for his 4-part Beatles movie because, you know, each Beatle is going to get their own movie.
I had no idea.
Oh, you didn't know about this?
No, I didn't know about
nigga, this
that.
has been like news for like a year. Like I remember when it's first announced, like everybody's like, yo! Yeah, so Harris Dickinson is going to be John Lennon. I was just like, man, you couldn't pick somebody else? No offense. Paul McCartney's perfectly cast. Guess who Paul McCartney's being played by? And when I say this, you're gonna be like, oh yeah, it makes sense. Paul Mescal.
Okay.
Yes, yeah. You're like, oh yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, all right.
Ringo Starr. This is perfect casting, but I'm just laughing because I'm like, that's fucked up. Ringo Starr is Barry Keoghan.
Oh my God.
That's fucked up. But I get it because, you know, he was the I'm not gonna even go down that road. And George Harrison, played by Mr. Sensitive, Joseph Quinn.
Okay.
Now the only thing that I'm like, what the fuck are y'all doing? Because this is dropping in April 2028. All 4 movies are coming out, and I'm like, y'all don't want to release these slowly? You're dropping 4 fucking movies at once.
I want to hear what the plan is for that, right?
There's 3 weeks in a month.
Yeah, so like I'm trying to think what the thinking is behind dropping all 4 movies at the same time, unless it's some sort of kaleidoscope-esque thing where if you watch the movies in any sort of order, it becomes greater than the whole. Like I don't know.
You want to know what I think? I think Ringo and George are gonna have their movies drop the same day
No,
because
no, no.
look, no, listen. All four of them have done great stuff solo. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But like, let's be real. The biggest solo artist of the Beatles was R.I.P. John Lennon, and Paul McCartney's still out here because he
Right.
was just in New York last month, and he popped up. He's like, "Surprise! I'm playing a show," and he did it 4 times, and guess what? Sold out all 4 times.
Yeah. I mean, he was definitely he was the money maker.
Yeah, I mean,
of the
yes,
group. I mean, everyone talks about Lennon as the artist, but like the star,
yeah, it was Paul.
as Paul.
I mean, if you watch that documentary on their final album, Let It Be, that was done by it's a 4-part documentary done by Peter Jackson. It's on Disney Plus. No offense, Paul's an asshole. Like, I understand why they broke up because I'm like, bro, I'm like, yo, calm your fucking tits down, you asshole. Like, what a fucking asshole.
Did they announce who's playing Yoko?
Ooh, who knows? Who knows?
Yeah.
We'll say Paul McCartney, in addition to the Beatles and his solo stuff, he also had another successful band. If some of y'all don't know, called Wings.
Yeah.
Wings got some bangers too, bro. I ain't gonna lie.
I mean, his time, the talent of everyone involved was undeniable.
Right.
Right. Like, you can't say that they didn't change music. I wouldn't say music history, but like how we perceive rock.
Yeah, and pop music in general. Like, they basically
exactly.
changed the game in both genres. I mean, come on, man. Like, Michael Jackson did them dirty, dog. Because I remember, Jackson, he took the title of pop music from them, and he was the king of pop. He's still known as the king of pop. But he also did them dirty because him and Paul made a whole album's worth of music together, and then Apple they lost the rights to their music, and who bought them?
Yeah, Michael Jackson swooped him up.
And I was just like, and Paul McCartney still to this day is salty about it. I'm like, yeah, nigga, you should be. Like, that's like, if y'all were friends, you know what I'm saying? Or at least help him out and just be like, yo, listen, I own the rights. Whatever you want to do with the music, I will sell the rights to you. I will give, but I'm here to protect your music. Nah, he just wanted to own the shit.
I mean, like, there's definitely a middle ground. I can't hate on Michael Jackson for making a business move, right? Like, if you had the money to buy the entire Beatles catalog, you'd be dumb not to. But he should have been, like a mensch about it, right? Like, hey, look, I got you.
Listen, that's like your movie. You lose the rights to your movies. I swoop in and I own it, and I make every single dime off of it. I'm like, sorry, Jeff, but this is mine now.
Yeah, like,
he was Scooter Braun before Scooter Braun.
There's a way to handle that shit, and now we know what we know about Michael.
Moving on. Let's get into the 28 years later. So Danny Boyle and Nia, both, I was surprised. I thought it was just going to be Danny Boyle, but Nia DaCosta came out too. So they both came out on stage. They're both really excited about both of them. Like, even Danny Boyle's like, yeah, I'm really excited for Nia's movie. I saw a rough cut of it, and he's like, you guys will not be disappointed. He's like, we still need funding for the third movie. The third movie hasn't shot yet because we need the funding, and we need you guys to go support these first 2 movies. So that way Danny Boyle can do
right. So I can finish what I started.
Yeah. And he's just like, I'm glad we were able to find somebody we could need both Alex and I can trust to handle the second installment. And I couldn't do the second installment because, Sony, God bless Sony, they wanted it ASAP because all 3 scripts have apparently blown the studio away, Danny Boyle away, everybody. And Nia DaCosta, she's like, yo, listen, I just wanted to live up to this franchise. This franchise is one of my favorites. I love every film in the franchise so far. She's like, yes, I have seen 28 years. How could I not? And she said, she's like, thank you to Sony and Tom Rothman for letting my freak flag fly. I was just like, oh, I know where that.
Shots fired. Shots fired. She was looking right at you. She was looking right at you, Kevin.
Hell yeah. I was just
She
like,
was looking right at you.
yo, yeah.
Hey, it is what it is.
Yo.
She's not lying. She's not lying.
I mean, Jeff, you're right. You're right.
Like no lies detected. Like we all saw the movie.
Danny Boyle, he said they're like, yo, listen, it's gonna be worth the wait. He's like, I still love the infected. He's like, they're not zombies, they're infected. Remember, get that shit out your mouth. They're infected. And he's like, I still love explosions. That's why I'm back. He's like, we are not disappointing. He's like, just make sure these are successful so we could do the third and final part. I want this vision complete. And I'm like, damn, Alex Garland. Because if you read why Alex Garland finally did it, it's because, zombie culture blew up since 28 years. This honestly, it came from 28 years. There was 28 years.
You mean 28 months, right?
28 days.
28 days.
Excuse me. So 28 days, it blew up. And then it led to The Walking Dead. And then The Walking Dead blew up the zombie shit. So, like, he's like, I was sitting down playing The Last of Us Part 2. And I was just like, once I finished the game, I was just like, bro, I have to come back to the franchise. And he wrote these 3 scripts. And he sat down with Neil Druckmann. Him and Neil Druckmann had this whole conversation. For those of you who don't know, Neil Druckmann is the creator of The Last of Us video games. And he's a producer, director, and co-showrunner on The Last of Us show. He straight up told Neil Druckmann, he's like, I don't think my movies are going to be as good as The Last of Us Part 2, but I think we're going to come close. And he's like, I've seen a rough cut of the first movie, and I got to say, I'm honestly jealous of you guys.
Oh, man. Whew. Shivers, man. Shivers. I got to finish The Last of Us 2 before next week.
They said, I didn't read the article, but they said they made major changes to The Last of Us Part 2 in storytelling. So they made some changes. They say season 2 is the Empire Strikes Back of the series.
I mean, those bold words. I mean, I think they can live up to it, but those are bold words.
I had a part of it spoiled for me, so I know something big is going to happen. And for those of you who don't know, I'm very interested to see how y'all react.
I mean, if it's anything like the video game, I know, like, I got to that part.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
So it's
I
early in the game then, huh?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm like halfway through the game.
So when does it occur?
It like that shit. That shit occurs like the first quarter of the game.
So then that's going to be this season then. So it's going to be very interesting to see if people stick around for seasons 3, 4.
I mean, they have to. Like, it's if you know, you know. This is if you know, you know.
Yeah. I'm not
right?
not going to be a dickhead because everybody spoiled it. Got on because it was during the pandemic and everybody just tweeted it out, and I was just like, y'all literally have nothing better to do, huh?
Yeah, like I fortunately for me, I didn't see any of the spoilers, and when it happened, I had to put the controller down.
Yo, listen, I get it, baby. Zachary Kreger, do you know who he is?
Mm-mm.
He is the director of Barbarian. His new movie.
Oh, okay.
His new movie, gotcha. Weapons, drops in August, so we'll be getting a trailer probably this week during CinemaCon for Warner Brothers.
Okay.
Zachary Kreger came out to talk about Resident Evil, and he's just like, yo, listen, the one thing I want people to take away right now, I have no footage to show. I'm just here to talk about it just because I'm so excited, and Sony is so excited that they have me here when I'm supposed to be finishing my next movie, because I still got he's like, it is 99% done. They just got to make a few adjustments.
Okay.
He said the one thing he loves about Resident Evil is when you're down to your last round of bullets, you got that last round of the chamber, you got no more ammo left, and you have to walk through a dark hallway, and you know there's nothing good in this dark hallway. He's like, that's going to be the entire movie.
I'm here for it.
Get this Paul Wes Anderson bullshit out of here.
Yeah, I love the W.S. Anderson, whatever, Paul W.S. Anderson.
Yeah, he needs to change his name because that's some disrespect to the real Paul Thomas Anderson.
So like his Resident Evils are straight garbage. I liked Welcome to Raccoon City when they tried to reboot it.
I was like that vast improvement.
Right, like vast improvement, and it felt like if John Carpenter did a Resident Evil film. It was like, okay, I can get behind this. So I am kind of sad that that's not going to continue, but I loved Barbarian. Right? I loved what he did with Barbarian. So I am fully expecting him to stick the landing with Resident Evil.
So before we move on, I'm going to give you a fun fact, Jeff. Fun fact. We all know Zachary Kreger was a producer on Companion, which dropped in January. Originally, that was supposed to be his second film. And the reason why that wasn't his second film is because the dude who wrote and directed, Drew Hancock, he was talking about it with Zachary Kreger. And the more he talked about it, the more specific the vision was for it. And he's just like, bro, do you just want to direct this? And he's just like, what do you mean? He's like, I have never directed a movie in my life. He's just like, you know what? Let me call you back in 2 days. 2 days later, Drew Hancock gets a call from the studio with Kreger on the line being like, so you just want to direct this? We'll give you like a small budget to make it. And Drew Hancock was so overwhelmed. He's just like, bro, can y'all give me like 2 days? And so he sat on it for 2 days, and he went back and forth because he's just like, what if I fuck this? I get exactly where he's coming from.
Yeah.
And, you know, well, here we are with a underrated horror comedy masterpiece.
I don't understand why people don't like that fucking movie.
Well, look, they ain't liking much. A lot of like we said on our previous episode, everything has a B cinema score, and I'm just like, what do y'all niggas want, bro?
Right. Like that was, for what it was actually pitch perfect.
Lean and mean, nice tight 90 minutes, getting to the root of misogyny and toxic relationships.
And the surprises hit, but like it didn't try to hide the main conceit of the film, which I appreciate.
Right. But there's still surprises.
But they didn't make the shit obvious.
And the biggest movie of last year used Goo Goo Dolls Iris, and they used it better in Companion, because that shit had me dying both times I saw it.
Yeah. So if you haven't seen Companion yet, do yourself a favor and just watch that shit.
Yo, fucking that movie, the original movie that was made for, they don't own that shit at all. All right, let's move now into something I'm fucking dying for, because they showed the trailer for it. The director came out, and apparently this trailer brought down the house where people are like cheering and clapping. I'm like, yes, baby. Finally. The sequel. I hate that they keep doing this with horror movies, because it's a sequel.
Okay.
I know what you did last summer. They showed the trailer. Right. The director came out, and they were just like, the director is Jennifer Caitlin Robinson. She came out. She's like, we wanted to make something as close to the OG movie as possible. She's like, do I think it is going to like top the original? She's like, that's impossible. The original was written by Kevin Williamson, like at peak Kevin Williamson, like.
Right.
And for those of you who don't know, Kevin Williamson, creator of the Scream franchise, created Dawson's Creek. Like he had the 90s.
Oh, in the 90s.
Yeah, the 90s were on lock. And like, he's literally the only reason why I'm going to go see Scream 7. Like, so, all right, you know, this movie's dropping July 18th, and Jennifer Love Hewitt and Freddie Prinze Jr. are back. And I don't want to give it away, because I do want to watch this trailer myself, but they go into descriptive footage of the trailer, and apparently the one part of the trailer that made people stand up and cheer is when they go and seek out these kids do the same exact thing the dumbasses did in the first movie. And so the very next summer they get picked off. So they're like, they do some research and they find out, oh, this has happened before. And they go seek out Jennifer Love Hewitt, and Freddie Prinze Jr. And apparently Jennifer Love Hewitt, I'm reading this verbatim, when they explain their situation, she just says, I just have one question. What did you do last summer? And I'm just like, yes. Yes. I was like, yes. Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
All right.
Listen, my love for this movie's known. Is it a good movie? No. But it is entertaining 90s popcorn. Like, this is what I want from my slashers. Like, if you're not going to give me something like X, like the X trilogy, where, like, you know, each movie is different and those are well-made slashers. Like, I'm not going to lie, but, like, this is my type of slasher.
Yeah, no, like, you don't even have to apologize. I don't love that series as much as you do, but I understand why you do. Like, I'm a Scream motherfucker, and when I say Scream, it's only the first 3 movies.
Ooh, you like
right?
3?
But, like, I mean,
damn, bro.
I gotta say the first 3 because those were like the Wes Cravens.
Well,
right?
4. Give him 4.
Did he do
Yeah.
4? Okay, all right. So like the first 4 movies, everything else, and the TV show and the.
Well, that's how I feel about I Know What You Did Last Summer. Like, the first movie is one of my favorite, and then I Still Know is one of the worst movies I've ever seen. And then they did the TV show on Amazon that ran for a whole ass season and got canceled. Just like I just found out last year, Amazon had a Cruel Intentions TV show and they canceled it last month. I was like, when the fuck did a Cruel...
I vaguely remember that shit. I vaguely remember them announcing that and like showing trailers and shit. I don't know anybody who watched it.
I just want to say, Cruel Intentions, that's something from the 90s I have no fond memories of. That shit sucks. And it's gross. It's like, wow.
Yeah, I mean, like just watch fucking Dangerous Liaison. It's better.
Right? And finally, Darren Aronofsky showed up and showed the trailer for his movie dropping in August called Caught Stealing. He's like, this movie's a lot of fun, and this is probably the first movie I've made that is actually fun to watch. And I was like, I'm glad, bro. I'm glad you're chilling the fuck out for a minute, man.
Aronofsky is a fantastic director of movies that I only can watch once.
Yeah. I didn't read too much about it, but like, that also got a very positive reaction. But also one last thing I want to close out with. This also brought down the house in at CinemaCon. Jackie Chan and Bang came out, and Ralph Macchio was there via satellite. They showed 2 scenes from Karate Kid Legends, and they're both fighting scenes, and they were just like, people were like, yo, the fight choreography in this motherfucker is amazing. And Jackie Chan, he was like, the reason why both LaRusso and his Miyagi are in this is because they're forming a new fighting style. So they're taking the karate that Ralph Macchio knows, and China, it's kung fu. Right. So kung fu that Miyagi taught in the Jaden Smith Karate Kid, and they're forming that together. So karate and kung fu is what they're teaching Ben Wang's character.
I'm here for it. I have to complete all of Cobra Kai.
Yeah, I just got the last season, baby. That's why I'm acting Netflix, because like May 7th, that is approaching fast and furious.
Yeah, like I might have to like spend a week to binge. I might have to start from the beginning, honestly, and watch all of Cobra Kai.
Yo, listen, oh, man. And I was talking about this with my brother. That means if this works, that means at any point going forward, they could pull any of these motherfuckers to be in a new movie. Like shit, they could even, if they wanted to, they could put Hilary Swank in, and we'd all be like, yeah. Because they like, if you redeemed Karate Kid 3, that
Right.
means they could possibly redeem Hilary Swank's movie.
I love how the Karate Kid franchise has out-marveled Marvel.
Yeah, right? Because, bro, you can. There's so many characters now because of Cobra Kai, and I'm like, bro, they could pull any one of them, and we would all go like, fuck yeah.
Yeah, 100%. Like Cobra Kai on paper shouldn't.
Oh, hell no. Hell no.
Yeah.
Ooh,
So, yeah.
wee. Ooh, wee. All right, and before we move on to the big Marvel news that we got to get into, my man Koganada was also there and showed off the trailer for his new movie called A Big, Bold, Beautiful Journey. It was supposed to drop in March. They pushed it. It's coming out in September. It stars Colin Farrell and Margot Robbie, and it is a fantasy movie. It's a big, emotional fantasy movie that takes these two strangers on a journey through their memories. And they say it looks surreal, it looks trippy and expensive. And I'm like, well, if it's from an artist, it sounds amazing, which means it's gonna make no money.
Oh yeah, 100%. It's gonna be good, so it's not gonna make it. It's not gonna make it.
Like, yo, listen, I love Columbus. I love After Yang. They're both great movies. This is just.
Yeah, it's the way it is, right? But at least it's getting made.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Well, let's move into the Marvel news where they announced they had a 5-hour stream announcing the cast of Doomsday, and apparently this is not even the full cast because they're going to do a quote unquote phase 2 of cast announcements, and I'm like, y'all.
Unless the movie is 6 hours long, everyone they announce is literally going to be in this movie for 30 seconds.
Yo, because I'm like, why the fuck is Namor in this? Because they have Tenecha Huerta, and I was like, oh, y'all kept him around but got rid of Jonathan Majors, and I looked up what he did. I was just like, ooh, boy.
Oh, yeah? He's problematic too?
We'll get into it because we don't have time. But yeah, like, seeing this, I was like, all the Thunderbolts minus Taskmaster is back. I was like, okay, so now I gotta see fucking Thunderbolts, even though I don't want to. Fantastic Four is gonna be in this, which makes sense because their arch nemesis is fucking Doctor Doom. Danny Ramirez as Falcon's gonna be in it. Fucking Anthony Mackie's gonna be in it as Cap. Chris Hemsworth as Thor. Winston Duke as M'Baku, which makes sense because he is the king of Wakanda and he fought alongside them in both Infinity War and Endgame. But the biggest thing about this, and the thing that I'm just like, you guys took it too far, and this is fucking stupid, is
I know what you're talking about,
the OG X-Men are back. So Ian McKellen, Patrick Stewart, James Marsden, Rebecca Romaine, which I'm just like, why is Mystique in this? And they're bringing back Channing Tatum as Gambit, and I'm like, that's the only person I'm like, cool. Everybody else, I'm like, why? Maybe sure, redeem James Marsden, absolutely redeem, but like, use this as a launching platform to introduce new X-Men. Also, Kelsey Grammer is Beast. Here's my thing. 2 things I want to point out. 1, Joanna Robinson said this. She said there's only 5 women they announced in this cast of like 20 people they announced so far. And that didn't even register with me until she said it. And I was just like, oh yeah, that's fucked up. That's
that fanboy shit. That's that comic book shit. That exclusionary mindset that even in 2025, these comic book nerds still have, and thus translates to these comic book movies because it's that. Because look at all of the female-led Marvel properties. They have not been financially successful, right? And they have been needlessly attacked.
Yes, and kneecapped by the studio itself.
Kneecapped and criticized, right? Like I know you didn't fuck with She-Hulk, but at least it was trying to do some interesting shit.
Look,
You
and
had-
it's not the character; it's just the show and the way the show was written. Like, I
Right.
do want to see Tatiana. I think that's sad that she's just like, I think I'm in Avengers, and like, I hope she's in Avengers because they still got more to announce. But I think that's fucked up. Same thing goes with my second point. Okay, the Marvels. How, like, the post credits, well, the mid credit scene for the Marvels, Photon ends up in the X-Men universe. She's talking to Beast. So not only is Captain Marvel missing, but Miss Marvel, the one show we all loved, and the one thing people who even hated the Marvels was just like, whoa, Iman Vellani as Miss Marvel, though. Fantastic.
Mhm.
Not in this motherfucker. Photon, the connective tissue between yeah, like, what are we doing? What are we doing?
So like I said, every one of these characters is going to be in there for 30 seconds.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
going to be some multiverse bullshit
Yes.
where like everyone's going to be saying, "Oh, finally they're bringing the X-Men into the MCU." It's like, nah,
It's
dog. What
multiverse
they're
of
going to do
madness
is
all over again.
right. They're going to show up as like an alternate universe X-Men, and then they're going to fucking either die or morph or something like that.
It's the
and then
Henry
the-
Cavill thing, where Henry Cavill
Yeah.
pops up as Wolverine, and does anybody know what's going on with that?
Right.
Right.
Right. Yeah.
Or when Black Bolt, like, we finally got Black Bolt, and we're like, oh, they redeemed Black Bolt, only to kill him off 2 seconds later.
Mhm. Yeah.
Yeah.
Fucking this is a Lucius Fox moment. Good luck.
You know what this is starting to feel like? It's starting to feel like Zack Snyder, and not in tone, but just in intent. Where Batman versus Superman and Justice League, both of those movies felt like you're watching a grown ass adult take action figures and go like this, just smash them together, like pew 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 pew. That's what this
But,
is starting
like,
to feel like. Like somebody's in a sandbox, like a little kid's in a sandbox, and just like, and then Professor X comes and uses his mind powers and kills him, and then Cyclops swells in and he knocks out Magneto.
I look. I 100% agree with that. But at least with Zack Snyder, it was apparent that he hated the characters. Right. I think what makes this even worse is at some level, all of these people, all of the creative team actually love these characters,
and
which makes it even worse.
And all these people, except for Tenoch Huerta, all these people have been number one on the call sheet. Yeah, even Wyatt
Mhm.
Russell has been number one on the call sheet. And I'm looking, yes, Lewis Pullman has also been number one on the call sheet at a point in time. And I'm looking at this and I'm like, this is just a waste of everybody's talents, bro. And I don't think it inspires much faith that the Russos have directed 3 absolute garbage movies that you're just like, bro, like, yo, Scorsese was right. And the only reason they're doing it is because Kevin wanted RDJ back as Doctor Doom to pay lip service to some casting shit, which we gotta stop doing this shit. He was originally supposed to play Doctor Doom in the Tim Story Fantastic Four, and it didn't work out. So that's why he's like, wouldn't it be great if we got him back? And then Robert didn't want to do it without the Russos. He's like, I'm not doing this without the Russos. And now,
right, because
the Russos came out and said, like, yeah, part of the story is it's going to be emotionally resonant because people are going to be like, oh, it's Tony. And he's like, who's Tony? I'm Doctor Doom. And I'm like, that's fucking lame. That's fucking lame. I'm sorry, that's fucking lame.
Lasai, like, yeah, it's fucking. Your sandbox playground action figure analogy is perfect, right? It's like when you switch that. It's like when your action figures broke and you kind of like Frankenstein them together.
Yeah.
Like you switched heads on motherfuckers. It's like, yeah, it's that type of shit.
I really do think, Jeff, what broke me is getting both Dunes and Oppenheimer and then watching Argyle, and you're just like, yo, y'all could give auteurs money and make them and have them make literal pieces of art, right? There's no need for us to keep getting shit like this. Clearly people agree, because come on, man, both Dunes were successful. Oppenheimer and think about it. Oppenheimer is fucking I thought about it last night. I'm like, Dunkirk's pretty experimental, but also so is Oppenheimer, just in the way it's structured. There's fucking montages, like wordless montages of watching this nigga like be haunted by literal quantum physics. Like, I didn't dawn on me until I saw it on IMAX again last month. At the end of the Can You Hear the Music sequence, the atoms spinning around the nucleus, Nolan kind of shoots that like he's seeing a ghost. Like he's being haunted by a ghost. I'm just like, yo, you see what I mean? We could do this shit.
Right, but
like Sinners is dropping in 3 weeks, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's hard for me to get excited for this shit, man. Like, we've had this now for like almost 20 years, and I'm just like, y'all ain't saying nothing new anymore.
And it's like a total shift from what I felt when I saw the first Avengers.
Right?
Where
you're like, the possibilities are endless.
Right? Like, I was so fucking excited for the Avengers, and it did not disappoint, right? And now, 20 years later, however many years later, I'm like, I feel like this is Star Wars all over again. Right? Like, you know me, I loved Star Wars. It's got to be something special in the Star Wars universe for me to fuck with it.
So, Jeff,
right?
I know you're going to make a clip of this discussion that we're having right now about this Marvel shit. Watch us get attacked when I post this.
Oh, yeah, 100%.
Watch, 100%. Because you cannot say anything negative about Star Wars unless it's The Last Jedi, because that's the one people have to hate. Or you can't say anything negative about fucking Marvel unless it's The Marvels or She-Hulk.
Right, unless it's got some, if it's got skirts in it, you're allowed to talk shit about it. But, God forbid we talk shit about Shang-Chi or fucking
Brave New
Multiverse
of Madness, where people I'm friends with have said I'm fucking crazy and I'm wrong because I don't fucking like that movie, even though most people I talk to are like, that movie sucks.
It not only does it suck, it also hates women, because Marvel spent tons of money to make a show, right? Where we get into the mindset of Scarlet Witch, right? She is a tragic hero, right? And then all of that is washed away in the first 10 minutes of Multiverse of Madness, and she just becomes an evil fucking bitch for no reason.
Or let's get into this. America Chavez. One of the best new characters besides Kamala Khan in the comics. Like, everybody's like, oh, like, and she's a lesbian. You know what I'm saying? An LGBTQ character that people love from the comics, rendered to a fucking MacGuffin in her first appearance in this universe.
And no one's heard from her since. No mention of her anywhere.
Why is she a sorcerer? Because she's just chilling at Comertage, learning how to be a sorcerer. I'm like, y'all don't even give a fuck anymore, huh?
Like, I love Benedict Wong, but like, Wang has shown up in how many fucking shows?
More than fucking Strange. And I'm like, bro, can we please get Doctor Strange to be the Sorcerer Supreme again? Like, this is run its course with Wang being like, you got to bow to the Sorcerer Supreme. I'm like, dude, this is not funny. This is not cute anymore.
Right. It was fun at first.
And No Way Home, it was fun.
Yeah, but now
yeah.
And let's not forget, still no mention of Ironheart.
Yeah. That show drops in June, and there's still no trailer. All I know is it's dropping in June. Apparently that show's been done since Wakanda Forever, so it makes no sense that 4 years later, Ryan Coogler's about to put out his next movie, and that show still hasn't dropped.
Yeah. So, I'm not gonna say Marvel hates women, but
speaking of Strange, Benedict Cumberbatch wasn't in this announcement.
Really?
So where's Doctor Strange, baby? Like,
I mean, if you doing some multiverse shit, you got to have Strange in there. You have to.
Charlize
It's-
Theron, still haven't paid that off. She just randomly shows up. I'm like, who the fuck is this? Only to have people tell me that's Clea. That's like one of the best sorcerers, and that's actually his wife. I was just like, why does she just appear then? She just rips a hole through space-time, jumps through. It's like, I need your help. And Strange doesn't know this bitch and is just like, yeah, sure, I'll help you. I'm like, that's still wild to me on every level. That's more wild than the Marvel's mid-credit scene where she's just randomly in the mansion talking to Beast. Like, at least that makes a little more sense than the fucking Multiverse of Madness where Clea, played by Charlize Theron, just, hey, need your help. Unexplained. Shit just happened for no reason.
And people wonder why we're not excited for any of this shit, right? Like we've laid it out in this segment.
It's like what I like.
Why we're not excited about it.
It's like what I like to call the General Grievous situation, where I'm just like, who? And you spend so much time with this person, you're like, why are you taking up so much runtime? And we have no idea who you are and why. And then unceremoniously killed and has no bigger impact in the story whatsoever. But
then you have to watch like 5 seasons of another show to get the reason why like he ended up here. I don't want to have to do research.
Yo, I'm saying, you spend 45 minutes watching Obi-Wan ride a giant lizard chasing this nigga. Like, I'm excited to revisit episode 3 because I want to know. I'm excited to see how, if there's any more context, maybe I missed the first couple of times.
Yeah. So
yo,
excitement is fucking
yeah,
high.
yeah. Like, yo, get this shit the fuck out of here, bro. Right. And y'all gonna eat this shit up anyway, like slop, like pig slop. That's what it is. It's like feeding slop to the pigs. No offense, I'm not like I hate to say it, and I hate saying that shit, but like,
nerds and fan culture make it easy for people to attack them because no matter what, they're never going to be happy. You give them what they want, they don't want it anymore.
I get excited for characters coming on screen that I know, obscure characters, but I'm excited when they're A, utilized correctly, and B, properly set up and have some motivation and importance to the story.
I'm excited when someone does their job correctly and makes a good movie.
Right?
That's what gets me excited.
Because one of the movies we're going to talk about today, I'm like, oh, Jesus Christ. Fucking clown car movie. And you'll understand why I call it a clown car movie, because the movie's episodic in the worst way possible, where you're like, yo, A don't match to B, my guy. For a movie that has such a simple plot, A don't match to B.
I shouldn't need a Venn diagram to figure out
why
did he do that? Right? Like,
oh.
I'm still trying to figure out why he did that.
Yo, y'all motherfuckers made this the #1 movie in America. Okay. All right.
Just look at the fucking phone. We'll get into it, but just look at the fucking phone.
All right. So, Jeff, what have you watched lately?
What are you watching?
All right. So, what have I been watching lately? In the last episode, I did a rundown of pretty much everything. But there are some holdovers that I didn't get a chance to get to. The first one is GILLY and KEEVES. All right. So it's the sketch comedy show by Shane Gillis that was big on YouTube, and then they did a second season. I am mad that I like Shane Gillis's comedy as much as I do. Right? He feels like a white Dave Chappelle when Dave Chappelle was doing his shit. Right?
Mm-hmm.
Subversive, kind of mean, but also intelligent enough to know where the line is and to walk as close to it as possible, right? So like the Gilly and Keeves show, like you can watch the first season all on YouTube. It's fucking hilarious, right? Like it's like I got nothing else to say. It's like it is great sketch comedy, and I wish they had like a third season on Comedy Central or on one of these networks or anything like that. I mean, pretty much everyone who was in that is in the show Tires, right?
Right.
And I really, really fucking love Tires. I shouldn't like that show, but I do. But I'd like to see more sketch comedy coming out of Shane Gillis. But yeah, so if you like, everyone has YouTube, it's absolutely fucking free, right? You can watch the whole entire first season in 2 hours, right? Because it's only 15-minute, like it's only like 5-10 minute skits, right?
Right.
But it's you owe it to yourself if you like sketch comedy to give it a try, because it is actually fucking hilarious. Right? I'm thinking about some of the skits right now and I'm giggling to myself. Like there's one episode where Shane Gillis plays a cop who has who's a sleepwalker. Right? So he's so he's just rummaging through the kitchen with his gun in his hand, right? And everyone's afraid to say anything because he's just pointing the gun at people. It's the way it's executed is absolutely fucking hilarious.
Okay.
All right. So yeah, Gilly and Keeves, give it a try. Moving on from that, on HBO Max, I've been getting into older hard-boiled crime movies from like the 80s and the 90s. So
As you should.
Right. So I started, like, I'm filling in gaps and rewatching shit that I've already seen. The Long Good Friday is a movie that I had never heard about before.
Really?
Right.
I've heard about it. I still need to see it. How is it?
It is great. Right? For like it's a 1980s British gangster film.
Yeah.
It's magnificent.
Can I interject real quick?
Yeah, go ahead.
Did you see Mona Lisa?
No, not yet.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
That is another Bob Hoskins crime film.
Yeah. So
still on my watch list too. So
yeah, I got to put that on the list, right?
I only know because those are both Criterion, baby.
Yeah, and like people you forget that HBO Max has a large selection of Criterion movies on it. You know,
so
like
now you could get on my level, nigga. Start watching. Watch the shit.
So Bob Hoskins is scenery chewing throughout the whole entire fucking thing, and most people's first introduction to Bob Hoskins was Who Framed Roger Rabbit.
Right. Obviously.
Right.
Is and that or Super Mario?
Or that or Super Mario. And to like see him as like a fucking bad guy is mind blowing. But the best thing about this fucking movie, and this also has a young Pierce Brosnan in there who's unrecognizable. Right?
Okay,
like you bet you look at him, was like, that's not Pierce Brosnan. It's like, that's fucking Pierce Brosnan.
My man windsurfing on a glacier in an invisible car.
He was a fucking baby in this one. But the last 5 minutes of this movie is
devastating.
What?
Devastating?
Not devastating, but it's masterfully executed. Right? And I don't want to give it away, but pretty much the camera never moves. And it's just on Bob Hoskins.
All right. Well, I'm gonna put this on the list then, nigga.
Yeah. So The Long Good Friday. If you like, old school hard boiled crime thrillers, put it on your list. All right. Moving on from that, there's I haven't been up on my indie movies lately, so I decided to like start a catch up on that shit. There's a movie called Bloodstar out. It's one of those someone is being chased through the desert movies, right? Which, if they're executed correctly,
You
can
get
be
Mad Max.
really, really good,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
And if they're not executed well,
You get
it-
Doomsday.
you get Bloodstar.
Oh shit! All right.
So Bloodstar is about a woman who is driving from Arizona to California. She ends up in this small town where there is a psychopathic cop who is systematically chasing her and making things more difficult for her. It is boring. It is so very boring. And the thing is, it's acted competently. It's shot really well, but it's a fucking talkie, right? With a premise like this, it should not be a talkie. Most of the time it felt like a whole bunch of side quests on a video game.
It's the budget, baby. When you don't got no budget, you gotta do what you can.
Yeah, but like if you don't have the budget, don't make the fucking movie where you don't make a chase movie where 75% of it is this woman talking to people in various restaurants or picking up hitchhikers and having long missive conversations about life and nothing.
You know what that sounds like, and it kind of did it a little better, but I'm still not quite high on it either. Is The Rover with Guy Pearce and Robert Pattinson?
Yeah, I mean the Rover is much better, but yeah, this has big Rover vibes.
Yeah,
But
I'm not a big fan of that movie, right? But it is what it is.
Yeah, it is what it is. So Bloodstar, I can't recommend it. I really can't. Your mileage may vary on it. You may enjoy it, but I cannot say that this is a good movie, especially since there have been much better versions of this film done over the last 10 years. Moving on from that, I've been rewatching Poker Face.
Well, because season 2 about to drop.
Because season 2 is about to drop, and Poker Face is one of the reasons to have Peacock.
Hell yeah!
It is a great, like I can't even call it a comedy.
Hell yeah!
It's got so many genres mixed in there, and Natasha Lyonne is fucking amazing in this show.
Hell yeah!
Right? Like like her smoker voice, trailer trash aesthetic, like it does it for me. Right? Like so if you haven't watched Poker Face, now's the time to do it because season 2 drops this month or next month. It's dropping like soon.
Next month. Yeah, next month.
Soon.
I'm not gonna rewatch Poker Face. What I'm gonna rewatch is, because we got less than 2 weeks to do it, is I'm about to marathon Andor.
Oh yeah, I gotta get on that. And I'm gonna finish out with unless if you want to do this together, DELI Boys.
Yeah. So me and Jeff were talking about it, and me and Jeff were like at the same time. I was like, "Yo, I saw DELI Boys is on Hulu. I'll give it a watch." He's like, "Yeah, I saw that too. I'll give it a watch." And like I went through it on a Sunday, and I'll be real with you. The first 3 episodes, I was just like, man, if by episode 4 this don't hit, I'm good. And episode 4 it hit. So I finished the season in one day, and I was just like, you know what? If it gets a second season, cool, I'll watch it. But if it doesn't, I'm perfectly okay. Like it's fine.
Yeah, it's fine. It's kind of fun. I can see what they were doing with it.
The comedy's not that funny is part of the problem. Like it's a comedy that's not too funny. Like it's better being a crime show than it is being a comedy, and it's a comedy first, crime show second.
Right, and
which is a problem.
It should flip flop.
Yeah.
DELI Boys is about two brothers who find out that their dad was the head of a criminal empire, and it's them, right? And it's them trying to hold on to
Their crime.
to that said empire.
Yeah.
I like it because it's set in Philly, right? And so like I see Philly icons in there. I see Philly landmarks, and like they get the language down pretty all right. But it's absolutely just fine. I don't regret watching it. And like Brandon said, if I get a second season, cool. If I don't get a second season, cool.
I don't think that's good that we're both so indifferent to it. Like, I don't hate it, don't love it. Like, I'm just like, yeah, I got no real strong opinions either way. Like, would I tell people to watch this? Probably not.
Right.
Right.
Like, I mean, if you it's good seeing brown people, right? Because the two brothers are are they Indian?
I think they're Indian. I think they're from India somewhere. I don't want to say if they're Indian specifically, because India and Pakistan are two separate countries now.
Wait, no, I think they're Pakistani.
Okay, so they're Pakistani.
Right. Like,
wow, man, we got a lot of Pakistanis in the Northeast.
Yeah. So like, they're Pakistani because there was a whole entire. It's supposed to be a joke where the Pakistanis had to team up with the Indians.
Oh, okay.
Through marriage and shit like that. Blah blah blah.
Yo, Aman, call me, baby.
Yeah, it's absolutely fine. Representation matters. Hopefully, it gets better in the second season.
If it gets
it.
Yeah. Shout out to Abdullah Sahid. Created the show, and for those of you who know, he was a long-term host on Vice for various weed shows. Like, that dude's notorious for smoking so much weed. Like, he smokes a lot of weed where I'm just like, bro, how are you even functioning? He hosted a show called Bong Appetit before they hijacked it from him and gave it to Vanessa, the pretty white girl.
Oh, well,
yeah, we all know how that goes.
Yeah, if it's all white, it's all right. Yeah. So, Brandon, what have you been watching lately?
All right. Well, I'm going to talk about common side effects. I did not know that this week's episode was the finale. So this is it. It got renewed last Friday for a second season, and holy shit, does this finale perfectly set up a second season. Honestly, this just feels like a live action show that's just animated. There's a lot of questions that still need to be answered, but let me tell you, this show is worth the trip. It's trippy as fuck. It's surreal, but it also is a huge commentary on the American healthcare system at large and what happens to society in general once a magical, all-healing cure is discovered. Just nothing good comes of that shit.
And the show seemed interesting to me, but I was afraid to start it because I didn't want it to be too fucking weird.
Oh, it's fucking weird, bro, and I love it. I love it because of that. But the story's so good. It is so good, so well executed. And like, this first season, Marshall is put through the ringer. And I'm just like, can this, like, last week's episode, I was just like, the end of it, I'm like, can this dude please catch a break? And the finale, they're sending him on a different path. And I'm so excited to see where this goes. Again, nothing good's gonna happen in his second season, but I'm very much excited. It's quirky too. That's what I appreciate. It is very quirky. A lot of body horror shit in this last episode. Yeah, man. I think Marshall's a great character. You know, he's just a good guy who wants to do good in the world, and he's the only person in this show who feels that way. So, excited to see how he moves through it, because I don't want to spoil how he gets out of prison. Because remember, the last time I talked about this show, he was in prison. Right. And the way he gets out, I was just like, that's fucked up, but also ingenious.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, common side effects. Definitely watch it. All 10 episodes are now streaming on HBO Max. It's been on the most watched, because you know how they'll list their most watched movies and their most watched shows.
Mm-hmm.
The most watched show, it's been fluctuating back and forth between The Pit and White Lotus, but
Right.
it's always been hovering around 4 and 5. So people are watching it, and that's why I got renewed, because it is high up, and I don't even think HBO Max expected much from that
Right.
shit. So the fact that it was fluctuating that high week to week, I'm like, okay.
All right, cool.
And hearing people talk about it too, I was just like, oh, I'm not the only person watching it. Like, I'm having conversations with other people about it. Yeah, I don't want to give too much away though, because it's a ride. It's a ride well worth taking. But just so y'all know, it gets gnarly, because when you have an all healing mushroom, look, motherfuckers are gonna get hurt in terrible ways. And the only other thing I want to talk about in TV is I binged all of season 3 of Reacher, and I thought season 2 was a step down from season 1, but still good. And this is definitely a step down from season 2, but it's still good. Like, Reacher will never not be entertaining. And now, like, watching this, I was just like, you know what? Once this season ended, I was like, you know what, man? If Alan Richardson wants to be Batman, let this motherfucker be Batman.
Oh yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah, like big, like does he have big Batman vibes throughout this whole entire third season?
It's given that, because he's doing an investigation. Like, he goes undercover because he's looking for somebody he thought he killed. And this nigga resurfaces, and he's just like, I killed you. How are you back? And everybody wants revenge on this motherfucker. Like, the cops ambush Reacher, and they're just like, yeah, so we need you to work with us. And he's like, why? And he's just like, it's in your best interest. He's like, yo, listen, I'll work with you if you can help me get this motherfucker. And they're like, all right, fine. So he makes an unholy deal with the ATF. And look, it blows up in everybody's face. Shout out to Anthony Michael Hall. I didn't know he could be menacing. He's not the villain, but he's not a good guy. He's a major character, and it's interesting to watch his character throughout this season.
I mean, the last time we
Brian
saw
T is the villain.
who?
Brian T. He's the Asian dude from the first Fast and Furious.
Oh wow, yeah, okay.
Yeah, homie. Yeah, man. Homie's a piece of shit. I don't want to give too much away, because it is worth watching, because Reacher will never not be worth watching. Yes, Neegly is back in this season too.
Okay, yeah,
She's getting her own show.
I can see that. I can see that.
What I love is Neegly is gonna have her own show, but Reacher will also be in her show for a few episodes. And then they said also Neegly will be in Reacher. Like, just because she has her own show don't mean she's not gonna not be in Reacher.
Right, they're best friends.
Right.
So, yeah.
Right. Every time Reacher gets into some shit, he's like, don't come, Neegly. I don't need your help. And what happens? She shows up. You said you need my help?
Yeah. I've always enjoyed I've enjoyed the Reacher shows.
Better than the movies.
Better than the movies.
Because they're more faithful to the books. And I love the books.
And honestly, the movies would have been better if it wasn't Tom Cruise.
And it made a little more sense. Because
right.
I'll say this about the show. The show gets to levels of stupid every season, but at least you can track it. You know what I'm saying? The movie, like even the first Jack Reacher, I'm like, bro, how did we get to Werner Herzog in a gorge, bro? Like, how did we get here? You know what I'm saying? Also, Alan Richardson is literally Jack Reacher plucked from the book. Because when they described him in the books, I remember reading the books. And then when they announced Tom Cruise as Reacher, I was like, what? I was like, wait, what? And then the show got greenlit. And I remember seeing a picture of Alan Richardson. I was like, oh, holy shit, that is Reacher from the books.
Right.
Yeah, listen. Reacher is the closest thing we're going to get to quality 80s action, where you get corny one-liners, hardcore over-the-top violence, but with the plot and characters you care about. We used to get this shit all the time in the 80s.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what we're getting here.
Yeah. I cannot be mad at it. I can't.
I mean, they already got a season 4 because season 4 was greenlit before season 3 dropped, and I guarantee you they'll probably greenlit season 5 before
Right.
season 4 drops.
Yeah.
Because what else does Amazon have besides Invincible? Because The Boys is done this year.
Yeah, The Boys is like, this is the last season of The Boys. I still have to watch Invincible.
Right. Mr. and Mrs. Smith. Who knows when the second season of that's going to drop, even though that's been greenlit. So we got to wait for that motherfucker.
I mean, they canceled Open Range.
Yeah, I hate how they comes up. They're like, would you like to watch Open Range again? I'm like, no, I wouldn't. I like a
They
third
canceled.
season.
They canceled the Peripheral. Yeah. So I mean,
Again, this is why I only activated Amazon for this month, because now that I finished Reacher, me and my brother, we're going to start the Wheel of Time, and as soon as we finish Wheel of Time, get the fuck out of here.
It's time to go.
Kicking you off the train, baby.
Time to go.
Yeah, Amazon, like, yo, listen, if they cancel Reacher and Wheel of Time, then like, I'll just never have Amazon, because like I tried watching that movie Holland, but I'll be real, it's the movie starring Nicole Kidman, Garcia Garnell Bernal, and what's my man's name from Tom Womgans? What's my man's name?
Yeah, I know who you're talking about. I just don't know what it's like.
I can't. And Matthew McFadden. Like, I want to put some respect on his name,
right.
Like Matthew McFadden, because he was in Pride and Prejudice. That was good. He was good in that, and that was a good movie. Shout out to Keira Knightley. That movie was boring to me. Like, I got through the first 30 minutes and I fell asleep. And I woke up, and it was some Netflix show playing. Yeah, also, I'm trying to get through I'm a Virgo because I love Boots Riley. So I got through the first episode and I'm like, this is just too fucking weird for me.
See, and here's the thing. I loved that show.
I'm going to get through it. I'm going to finish it. But like the first episode is just, it is too weird. And I like weird shit, but I'm like, dog, this is too fucking weird.
Like that, like it's, you feel about, I'm a Virgo, how I felt about, or how like the sentiment I have about, I can't even fucking think. Results may vary. What's it fucking called when you just talked about?
Common side effects.
Common side effects, right?
You should give at least give it a try.
Yeah, I'm gonna give
it. It's too weird.
Right? No, I'm gonna give it a try. But like, I loved I'm a Virgo, and believe me, if you thought the first episode was weird, it gets much weirder.
Yeah, because I started the second episode and I got to the chick who moves fast, and I'm just like, okay, so you're doing superhero shit as a satire. Like, I get what you're doing, but like, I hope this leads somewhere productive. Like, it's just weird shit just for the sake of being weird. Like, at least Sorry to Bother You was a satire on wealth and the healthcare system and capitalism. I'm trying to figure out what Boots is trying to say here.
It's the same, right? Like, by the end of it, you'll see, like, it's the same fucking sentiment. It's just much weirder.
Okay, all right. Still have to also finish Too Old to Die Young. Every time I start that, I just never get back to it.
I got to the third episode, and I was like, it looks pretty.
Right. Well, before we move on, because I want to say Nicholas Winding Refn, I think, is doing a big budget movie soon.
Okay. I mean,
hold on, let me Google this. I haven't liked anything that dude has done since Drive, to be quite frank, because Only God Forgives was weird for no fucking reason and just ultra gory.
And the
for
Neon
no
Demon.
Reason. Yeah, that was
yeah.
You could have cut Keanu Reeves' character out that movie and changed nothing.
Yeah, I mean, Only God Forgives. It was pretty. Like, I enjoy looking.
Same with Neon Demon. I thought that was a good looking movie. Like, that's the only thing that kept me in was the score and the visuals.
Right, like he crafts a beautiful image.
Yes,
but beyond Drive, after Drive, he got in his own way, because he directed that. We created that show on Netflix that I talked about, that I watched 2 episodes of. I can't remember the name of it, about the prostitute. And it was just like, this is too much.
This is news to me, man. News to me.
I talked about it like 2 years ago. I can't even remember what it was called.
Yeah, apparently he has a movie dropping this year called The Avenging Silence. And it's gonna bring back themes and characters from Only God Forgives. Okay, nah, I'm good.
No, it's cool. It's fine.
Yo, listen. Copenhagen Cowboy. That's what it was. Because it popped up in the article.
Yeah, Copenhagen. Like, yeah, that's the one. I got 2 episodes and I was like, nah, I'm good.
Okay, all right. Yeah. You know what, man?
Because I thought it was gonna be more. I thought it was gonna be like the Pusher, like what he did with Pusher. No,
yo, I'm saying like everything before Drive, my man's was like the next Tarantino, right? Because he did, and I mean this in a positive way, not a negative way. Because he did the Pusher trilogy, he did Bronson, and Valhalla Rising was the only one where I'm just like, no, thank you. I did not fuck with that movie at all. And that's what he's been doing ever since Drive, is just different versions of Valhalla Rising, where I'm just like
this
you know what,
weird,
man?
weird esoteric
for no reason.
Yeah.
All right, fuck you. I'm just like, you know what, fuck you. Let's get into trailer talk.
We're the Film Blurs. I'm Brandon Norwood, and I'm the motherfucking protagonist.
I'm the protagonist.
I'm Jeff Stewart, aka He Who Remains.
Don't come at us. It's just fucking movies.
You've been listening to the Film Blurs podcast.
Man, I just love what you guys do, man.
I never miss an episode. It's the best. It's my favorite podcast.
Follow Jeff on IG on MindFireXL and Brandon on Twitter at BJN Tweets.